My buyer's agent worked 100 hours for free. I feel so bad for him. My buyer's agent is an all-around great guy. A family man. 2 kids. A nice house in the suburbs. He is patient, smart, and a pleasure to work with, and I never regretted picking him. We did our best and he did his best to take us to see houses. We bid on all corners of the St. Louis Metro, from Columbia to Edwardsville to Valley Park to St. Charles. But in the end we couldn't make it across the finish line. We lost offer after offer. Now we have paused our search and he is left with nothing despite doing his best. This is a sad story. A few years ago, I showed over 100 houses to a couple that ended up buying in another market. It happens. Be sure to refer him to friends, family, and pick up the search with him when you are ready. Offer referrals when you can and leave him a phenomenal review on Google and his Facebook page that highlight that he is patient and willing to go the extra mile. Recommend him to your friends and when you're ready to pull the trigger, use him. Not uncommon at all. My wife's last buyers weren't totally sure what they could agree on and she put in a lot of hours in different cities both searching and going through houses with them. Then there was going through all the whole information and she saved them some money with a couple that had large supplemental assessments coming up and others with a potential to go that way. Thankfully they did finally get an offer accepted and they closed. Use him again. What drives me crazy is when you do this for people and then they come back and they decide to try something different. And you've taught them what to do in the market is lower, so they're able to get into contract. Don't be that guy if you feel like they did a good job. Your agent also showed someone a house they instantly made an offer on and won. It's balance in an antiquated system. I've done 2 buys and a sell with my realtor. She showed me a grand total of 8 houses, wrote 3 offers, gave me some very generic notes on house prep and took a dozen poor quality cell phone pictures. Generously estimating all the behind-the-scenes work, that's about 100 hours for which she was paid almost $15,000. It goes both ways. Selling anything for a living is a gamble. If you want steady safe income, you should find a nice cubicle you're chained to for 40 hours a week. This is the part of the job a lot of people miss. Be sure to hire him when the time is right and refer friends when the opportunity presents itself. It's also helpful to leave a Google review. Drop his name in my DM please. I live in STL and will gladly refer him. It's happened to me. Keep in touch and reach out when you're ready again. It's part of the business. My agent processed both sides of my first home sale and he never saw the house. 7 years later, we moved back to the state. He spent 21 months showing us houses in 30 counties. We had 1 offer accepted, that failed inspection. Then next, we never could agree on a price, the third, we finally closed on. He earned that commission. 200 viewings. They choose their business model. Not your fault or responsibility. Leave him reviews on different platforms. It will mean a lot to him. A few years ago my husband and I were ridiculously fortunate. The first house we toured with our brand new realtor was the one that we bought. Everything went smoothly and the realtor walked off with more than $21,000 for not many hours of work. He did a great job, no complaints. So I hope that your buyer's agent will soon have a sale like that, and everything will balance out for him. It's the cost of doing business. Refer him and leave reviews everywhere you can. I mean, if he couldn't get a deal across the finish line, is he really that good? If he was, he would have got you a house, or seen a deficiency in your financial status and cut you loose. Yes, but you will go to him again and refer him to others, so all is not lost. Sometimes they make sales with minimal time and effort. There's no reason to feel bad, it's all part of their job. It's great to see that you recognize the hard work and time and money, gas, mileage, etc. that goes into it. When you're ready to buy again, make sure, of course, to use him. And definitely referrals in the meantime. No occupation gets a win every time. Just ask those in the mental health field. Write a really great review for him with the help he's given for home searching. Post reviews on all the social sites and mention him to anyone who shows interest. That will be the best thank you you can give. Give him as many referrals as you can. If your friends' family buy with him, you'll make it worth his while. Send him business. If you are on FB, tag him and say, "Hey, if you are looking for an awesome realtor, etc. I do this for any local business I feel strongly about. I wouldn't pause now but take a breather. This summer might be a much better time to buy." It happens. We've all had this story with clients, especially after the past few years. I just pray it gets to the point that they can all get homes at some point. They send me referrals and that's enough for me to know that they appreciate what I've done for them. I also tell them to just keep looking more casually for the right opportunity to show itself. It can be exhausting going all out for over a year in these conditions. That's the job. On the other side, my realtor has made commission on 1.6 million sales off of me this year for a commercial and residential property with one showing. And within 5 minutes of her house. After having lost a $900K sale at closing due to a truly wacky seller. One of other client is now 40 houses in and the location is a 1-hour drive. It is what it is. If you lost out on so many offers, then maybe a better real estate agent could have helped you figure out why and what it would take to come up with a winning offer. It might be that you just can't afford the type of house you want, but a better agent might have been able to help you realize that early on. You were not being overly picky and not making offers, so there was something else going on. He might be a great guy, but if you start house hunting again, you might consider using someone else. Make sure you write him great reviews and refer him to anyone in their area who's looking for a house. It evens out. Don't feel too badly. I'm a real estate agent also, and we know there's always the chance of working for free. I had a guy who strung me along for months, then decided he didn't want to buy after I'd spend many hours with him as well as tankfuls of gas. It happens, but at least you didn't intentionally cost him. It happens. Last year we saw one house offered and got it, so there's that side of things too. I know your pain. We had lost hope and our agent found one that we had missed, didn't buy that one but drove past one that we decided to see in person that we did put an offer in on. It happens. If you really feel guilty and generous, give him a card with the check for the commission amount. I've seen this happen. And be sure to give 5-star reviews. That's a great agent. You could always send them a gift card. Buyers could have a rude awakening in the near future once NAR and the DOJ get finished. Enjoy the free services while you can, cause if things go how many expect with the lawsuit, buyers will be paying to work with agents. Don't worry, to make up for it he made $30,000 for 5 hours of work somewhere else. Referrals and perhaps a gift. Seems like it's just part of the job. If every client worked out, almost all realtors would be multi-millionaires. Did anyone ever think, while being a great guy, patient, smart, etc., that he may not know how to write a winning offer in a tough market? Or may not want to have the tough conversations with the buyer that they are looking at homes they could never win and should adjust their price range or DOM requirements? Great guys can be great guys, but that doesn't make them a great realtor. You feel so bad. But not bad enough to pay him. That's just how the commission model works, they win some and they lose some. Ask any realtor if they want to switch to a flat fee model and they'll all balk. Our buyer's agent is going to net over $10,000 when we finally close. I don't feel bad about looking at a lot of houses. It is a lot of money and a huge decision, so doing lots of comparison shopping and research and looking in person, sometimes multiple times, is more important to me than how long he has to work for that commission. I am the one who has to live in that house for years.